This video is all about the challenges on Blood of the Dead, and they're called challenges for a reason. They are difficult, especially for somebody who has never completed the Easter egg. When you're trying to complete these for the first time, it is hard because you don't know the most efficient way to do it, and it makes a big difference when you're not doing it efficiently. These steps can go from extremely easy to extremely difficult if you don't know the best methods. And the first one in the video is the Morse code step. And this is a perfect example of one of the challenges where it can be really hard if you don't know what you're doing, but then it gets super easy because once you learn the tricks, the tips and tricks of the Morse code, it becomes 10 times easier. So the reason it's hard at the start is because if you're trying to just guess what the Morse code is, it takes so much time that you either have to keep getting a new shield because the one zombie you have left keeps destroying your shield, and you have to start over. Have to start the sequence over because when you leave the warden's office, it resets. Or you're trying to kill the zombies, and then the next round starts, which makes it even harder. Trying to fend off zombies while you're trying to listen for the beep or the warden's laugh. First of all, it's loud. Second of all, it's distracting because you're trying to constantly turn around and survive while you're trying to enter this code. And if you keep getting it wrong, it just takes so much time that you end up not being able to get it done, and you end up dying because you have to keep guessing this code. And I'm just showing a lot of footage here of what this looks like when you're trying to do it as a noob and you're trying to kill zombies. You're trying to do two things at once, and it's really difficult. And basically, I figured out somewhere along the way that it's going to be a one or two digit number, usually a two-digit number, and the first digit always starts with a 1 or a 2. Possibly a 3, but I've never had that happen. So knowing that it starts with a 1 or a 2, all you have to do is enter a dot, and then if the warden laughs, you know it doesn't start, or you enter a dot, which it always starts with, but then you enter a dash. And if the warden laughs after the dash, that means you know it starts with dot dot, which is 2. So 2 is dot dot dash dash dash. 1 is dot followed by 4 dashes. So it's very easy to use the process of elimination to determine if the first number is a 1 or a 2. So if you do dot dash and the warden doesn't laugh, you've just figured out that the first number is a 1. So you enter dot followed by 4 dashes. And then moving on to your second number, if you start with a dot and the warden laughs, you've eliminated 5 possibilities. You know it can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. If the second number starts with a dash, then it has to be 6, 7, 8, 9, or 0. So just by entering the first character of the second number, you've eliminated half the possibilities. And then you keep going. Whatever you entered, keep entering that. Whatever you entered that was successful, keep entering that. So if you enter a dot and the warden doesn't laugh, enter another dot. And keep entering dots until the warden laughs. And the number of dots before he laughs tells you what it is. So if you enter 3 dots and then you enter a 4th dot and he laughs, that means the first 3 characters are dot 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 followed by dash dash. So you've figured out as soon as the dots stop, the rest are dashes. So the number system is very simple. And all you have to do is use the process of elimination. Knowing that it's a 2-digit number, knowing it starts with 1 or 2, figure out if it's a 1 or 2. Second digit, start entering dots. And as soon as the warden laughs, you know that the rest after that are dashes. So if it's dot dot and then he laughs, there you go. You just figured out that the second number is a 2. Dot dot followed by 3 dashes. Similarly, if you enter a dot and the warden laughs, then you know the second number starts with a dash. So you enter a dash, and if you enter dash 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 and then you enter another dash and he laughs, then you've figured out that it is 18 because it's dash 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 and the rest are dots. So knowing this number system and knowing that you only have to get the warden to laugh once or twice and then you've figured out the number, it's so much easier. You don't have to go through the struggle of sitting there trying to complete this and struggling. You can actually just do it very simply. And I want to show an uninterrupted clip of what that should look like.
Okay, Takeo's ancestors, hit me with that Japanese magic. Hey, that did something.
So as you can see there, I figured out that the first number was a 1, and then I tried to enter a dot to start off the second number, and the warden laughed. So I know that the second number doesn't start with a dot. It starts with a dash. So I just kept entering dashes. And I kept entering dashes until it either got another laugh or until it worked. And it worked. And now I want to show another example. This one was pretty rare, where I just got the number 1. So I want to show what that looks like.
I believe that is right.
And that's pretty rare to get just the number 1. Usually it's a 2-digit number, so that was kind of a unique situation. But it happens, I guess. So that was quick and easy. And the next challenge I want to talk about is the one where you have to kill a zombie in the D block area and then escort it all the way to the trap in New Industries. And again, this one is very difficult if you're not prepared and you don't know what you're doing. So the challenge with this one is, again, if you're trying to do it in the middle of a round, you don't have enough time to actually stay with the ghost and keep shocking him. You don't have enough time um, to use the shield key on him because you're constantly trying to fend off the zombies. And in this example here, I almost didn't make it because I have spent so much time trying to survive and kill zombies that it came down to the last couple seconds. I was able to just barely stay with this guy long enough. So the solution to this is just save a handful of zombies. Save like 4 or 5 zombies and make sure your shield is full. Shock the zombie in D block and then fill up your shield with another blast. So at this point you have maybe 1 or 2 zombies left. You have a full shield and you can just stay with this guy. And if you have Winter's Wail, it makes it so much easier. So that step becomes super easy when you do that. And this step here, the shower step, there's nothing too difficult about this one. The only time it's difficult is if you don't have good enough perks or weapons and you're trying to do this on a high round, you can end up dying when you're trying to survive in those circles. So use your elixirs, use your specialist weapon, use Pack-a-Punched Magma Gat. I mean, that just makes it so much easier and you'll survive. And then this challenge, the Michigan challenge, again, same thing applies to the showers. If you don't have good enough weapons and stuff, it's going to be tricky. And the zombies don't chase you during this step, which is interesting. They chase the ghost. They're trying to destroy him. So you really have to keep them off of the ghost. And the key is really the Magma Gat. I mean, if you can just keep firing this thing, they will stay away from that ghost. And that's how you do that one. And this one, the power challenge, I guess the Simon Says challenge, is one where you want to save just one zombie. In this case, I saved a dog. Doesn't matter, but as long as you save one zombie and you don't kill it by accident, then you can actually pay attention to these the lights that are turning on, and you have to really do a quick circle. You have to be sprinting around this room to try not to miss which one it is. That's the hardest part. Is if you miss it, then you kind of basically have to start the step over. They only stay on for a few seconds, so you really got to pay attention. And then at the end, when those three light up, you have to pay attention to which three they are, and have a numbering system for yourself so you don't forget which ones they are. And then this part's pretty easy. You just come and enter your symbols. And this is the part where you just have to have a little bit of Easter egg knowledge. You have to know which symbols correspond to which generators and stuff like that. So this part is just memorizing what they are. It's not very difficult. The annoying part about the step 2 is you have to have a lot of shield blasts. I think to complete the step, you actually have to have at least 5 shield blasts, 6 shield blasts, because you have to blast the number pad, and then you have to blast the red orb thing to start the step, and then you have to, I think it's 5, but anyways, you have to shock the ghost 3 times, and you have to shock the ghost when he's on his way to the letter A, B, C, D, E, or F. So there's 6 of those switches first of all, and you have to know which one's which, and you have to shock the ghost at a very specific time when he's on his way to that switch. And you have to do them in the right. Well, you don't have to do them in the right order, which is nice. You can do them in any order, but you have to do the 3 correct ones. Otherwise, I believe you have to start the step over. And that's difficult to do. You have to pay attention and shock them at just the right time. It's difficult to do if you have zombies after you. So again, you want to save just one zombie. And Winter's Wail, again, is great. Because if the zombie hits you a couple times, he'll freeze in place for like 15 seconds, giving you so much time to actually aim down your sights with the shield, see the ghost, focus on which one he's on his way to, and shock him at the right time. So saving just one zombie and having enough shield blasts ready to go is the key for that part. So this video is meant to highlight how difficult these challenges are at first, but then tips and tricks you can use to make them so much easier on yourself. This Easter egg, when you master the challenges part of it, the Easter egg goes from hard to easy. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.